Welcome back, everyone. Piss Pit,
Yeah.
episode 4.
Piss Pit.
It's been a month of Piss Pit.
Really?
A month.
1 month.
Yeah.
Not for me.
3 weeks
Yeah.
for you. You're a
Yeah.
week behind.
Yeah, give me a week, and it'll be a month.
Man,
Yeah.
you guys, you don't understand the headache that it took to start this episode. It's 10:22. It's not super late, but we wanted to start this probably a half hour ago.
At least.
We were just
So,
fucking around with the mics for like 25 minutes.
yeah.
Well, it didn't help that my
So-
fat ass wanted to eat as well.
Just for clarification, you guys can probably tell, but we're recording with two $30 microphones.
It's not the most official setup.
So
On a
We-
Christmas tree.
On
yeah.
on a
on-
middle Christmas
We've
tree.
talked about the Christmas tree.
We have talked
Yeah.
about the two Christmas trees we have.
So I bought the same pack of microphones, and they only set up you can only do 2 microphones to 1 phone. So we got in a call, and we set up like Solomon's phone, and then we tried Trevor's phone with the other 2 microphones, and it didn't work. And it took so long. We tried so many different things.
Dude, we were like the hackers in the movie when they're like,
Yeah.
We weren't,
seriously.
though.
But we were.
Yeah.
So
we were, don't lie.
we have just decided that here in the next probably month or so, because we want to have guest stars and stuff, we're just going to eventually have to bite the bullet and spend like $600 or so. I mean,
You guys will.
Solomon's not into it. But me and Trevor, we're
Yeah,
into that.
we'll compensate and we'll hold that
Just-
over you.
So
all I'm saying is we could probably get. Hey, Trevor, stop motioning me closer.
I'm just
This is how far away I am.
all right.
That's
No, that's cool, man.
fine.
My bad.
No, just to defend myself because I'm just being blindsided right now on both sides, which is just absolutely crazy. I thought you guys were my friends.
No, we're
I
not.
feel like we could probably get it done for like $350, $400.
We can, but if we're going to bite that bullet, I would just want to spend the money to get a decent setup.
Right,
you can pay us back later in money or in other things.
True.
I will give you both the best blowjobs in your life.
All right.
My motto in life, that's a shake, Trevor.
All right.
I want to shake
And
too.
Charlie. I
All right.
guess.
We got two.
I have my
We got
fingers
2
crossed.
confirmed
Ooh,
blowjobs
Charlie,
happening.
why are your hands wet?
I got clammy hands, man.
Oh, I was like,
I was pre-gaming again because apparently I'm an alcoholic of the
I
podcast
pre-gamed,
now.
but I pre-gamed with weed. So, what did you pre-game with?
I pre-gamed with being up for like the last 18 hours.
That's a good.
Sleep
This is,
deprivation.
yeah, this is a good
But,
combo right here.
anyways, moral of the story. Thank you for tuning in, especially if you're one of the few people that tune in every week. And we promise eventually we are going to have better audio quality and you'll actually be able to listen to us in the car because I put us on in the car and it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
bad.
right.
It's-
Yeah,
I
now,
know,
now,
episode-
this is like 90% for our own.
Episode
own
3,
leisure.
I listened to the car because I was on break on Monday, and I
Yeah.
listened to it, and it wasn't terrible, not at all.
Except when Solomon dropped his twisted teeth.
Dude, when Solomon dropped his,
Yeah, when we didn't you put it on when we were at the Halloween party last week?
Yeah.
And I just like fucking punched my twisted tea can, and it was like totally fine. And all of a sudden, you just hear like, just bam, 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 bam.
So, guys, those of you tuning in every week,
All 6 of you.
all 6 of you, I finally did it. I found beatboxes. I've talked about it every week.
it's what we're currently sipping on.
We're sipping on beatboxes. So
Yeah.
like I said, I pre-gamed, so I already have my review. They also all had a couple of sips, but I got a green apple. I got the OG, the fruit punch, and blue raspberry. So before we go anywhere, because I've been hyping this up so much, I think a little review is in order, 1 to 10 at least.
Okay.
So I'll go first.
You go first. Sorry.
I also got the pink lemonade, but I got these about 5-6 days ago, so that one was gone. They didn't get to try that one. And the pink lemonade,
Charlie's drunken ass was like, I need that.
yeah. It was a creator series, and it was by Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne.
Avril.
Yeah. And it was good, but it wasn't as good as the green apple. Which it's crazy that I'm saying this because green apple is typically one of my lower tier flavors. Like when I used to vape, green apple was low. Like I'd always take a pink lemonade over a green
A
apple.
peanut lemonade.
The green
No,
apple was fire.
For sure, me too. Like I hated green apple. I still hate green apple, but I tried it and it's not that bad.
And then the fruit punch and the blue raspberry. Oh, I'm not even gonna do separate flavors. Overall, I'm giving them an 8 out of 10. They're good.
An 8.
I like
All
I like them
That's
a
not
lot.
bad. That's not bad.
And just so everyone knows, they're like 11% alcohol, so they're pretty strong. Just Should we?
11.1.
11.1.
Yeah,
11.1,
I'm reading the
yeah.
box in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh, speaking
gave
of
it its
box.
alcohol.
So I
Levels.
thought that these were 4-packs.
Mhm.
No, it's just a box of wine. Like, and there's just a little pour spout. Like, this shit's crazy.
It's
but
crazy.
anyways,
Yeah.
out of 10, Solomon.
For me, I do enjoy them. It's definitely for me. It's like a higher. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a mid tier, but higher on the mid tier for alcohol for me.
I gotcha.
I do prefer myself like a Blue Moon or a Rainier. Or like even those
Someone has a lot of hair on his chin. Let's just say that.
and on my balls.
And on his balls. Who a lot.
A lot.
I do also like those alcoholic monsters. When
Listen, it's
comparing
way too much sugar.
when
Way too
comparing
much sugar.
everything, I'm gonna say these are probably a 6.5 out of 10. They're
6.5.
pretty
That's
good.
fair. That's
They're
fair.
pretty good, but there's definitely alcohol better than it. I do like them. They're very good.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So when it comes to alcohol, I started start with like Twisted Tea. I feel like we all did.
I mean, the
I mean,
past 3 episodes, it's all we've been
It's
drinking.
been Twisted Tea,
Yeah.
and I'm tired of Twisted Tea.
Really?
I genuinely.
Twisted Tea is good.
It's good.
Let's just say this, but it's not A tier.
No, not God no.
No, it's like B minus.
Especially
least.
once you're actually like drunk. Like Twisted Tea is stop. Don't hit the table.
I'm sorry.
Twisted
okay?
Tea is a great
I'm in a new
first
spot.
or second drink, but like once you when you're drinking beer, by the time you're actually drunk, beer tastes fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
it's lost its
better
beer
than-
taste.
Everything tastes good. I remember.
Yeah, but Twisted Tea is
I
low key
will-
kind of trash once you're drunk.
How?
It tastes like shitty tea because you don't taste the alcohol anymore. It just tastes like
you just
shitty
taste
tea.
the tea.
It just tastes like bad.
Our
tea.
taste buds are
Am
different
I
than
the
yours.
only normal person here?
I think you're the only weirdo here.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
my
I
out of
like
10.
green apple everything.
okay, yeah, this guy green apple.
Out of
Green
10.
apple artificial flavor sucks. Out of 10, honestly, guys, I'm gonna give this a 9. I
Dang.
think that now
Nine.
I'm not a big guy on the
You
sweet
are a
drinks
big
anymore. You're talking, pal.
I'm
Honest to God, like I think it's really good. I think that for the amount of sugar that it has,
Yeah, it's
for the taste,
fairly low sugar.
I think that brings it above mid for me. I think that that's huge for it.
because yeah,
and-
sugar drunk fucking sucks. Can we? Sugar drunk is a sloppy drunk.
Sugar drunk sucks.
Sugar drunk sucks.
Sugar drunk is not a good
you're-
drunk.
Alcohol and sugar mixed sucks.
And like you got to think about
Really?
it's 11
Yes.
it's 11.1%, and I've had mixed drinks that are like 4% that taste terrible.
16 ounce
You
box
guys are
of this
drinking
stuff.
wrong.
A 16-ounce box of
No
this stuff
offense.
is 4 light beers.
Really?
4 light beers is in 116.
I will say I
one
like
box.
that if I'm trying to get drunk. I don't want to have 4 light beers and have to piss every 2 minutes.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
thing. Is I
because
don't like
I'm-
pissing all the time.
I'm an idiot and I like breaking the seal early and then having to pee like every 15
Yeah.
minutes. You may keep in
Ooh,
mind I
new one.
did have a cold. I had to stay home. You're still
To be fair, he had the fucking black
I had the
lung.
black.
He had black
I
lung.
woke up and my knee was locked up, and I was like,
I've got,
like
I've
trying
got
to
black
talk.
lung pop.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
we mentioned it prior to gawking about the beatbox, but I can't believe we didn't mention it last episode because we recorded last episode after this, the Halloween party. We didn't talk about it.
we did not talk about
So,
Halloween party at
The
all.
first thing before we say any names, I don't want any names because I want you to tell your story, but
We're
you can't
going
use
to-
names.
What we're going to do is we're going to not talk about that at all,
Okay.
just in general. That is not something that I want to bring out to the public. That's not something that I really want to even talk to people that I'm like mutual friends with. That's something that I want to keep with the people that were there.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, I genuinely forgot what this was.
We're not going to
We're
talk
not gonna
about
talk
it.
about it.
Yeah,
but
no,
we're gonna talk about it afterwards because
The-
I want to.
The actual,
clearly was there.
The actual party, though. So, I mean, I wasn't told this, but I was under the impression that it was a costume party. So I decked out.
It
I
was
wore
a costume party.
I wore a full
Okay.
suit and tie. I gave myself a nice little beard with
I was very
eyeliner.
upset when I showed
I
up
was-
and there was almost nobody in a costume.
I was Tony Stark, and I got fucked up. I haven't been that fucked up in so
Yeah,
long.
Me and Charlie,
I
got completely wasted.
was
It
wasted.
was bad.
I was stoned. I hadn't smoked that much weed. I don't think ever.
Dude, there was a time where I started chilling because I had to drive Charlie home, where I just started smoking, where like he just kept leaving and just like every time they're like, "Hey, we're smoking," he just kept leaving. I was like, "Oh God, oh no."
I was fucked up.
There's
And
a photo.
picture, yeah, on the kitchen floor. I'm on the kitchen floor with Trevor, and my eyes are just fucking
both of
glazed.
us look like we
Oh
are
my
dead to the
gosh.
world. Let me see if I can
I'm
grab the photo.
it's gonna be the picture for this episode. I
Let me
think
see if I can get
That's
this
crazy.
photo.
it's crazy.
I had work in the morning, so I had to get up at like 3:45 in the morning. So I think I left around like what did I leave like 11:30.
Yeah,
Here's the photo.
dude, my eyes. Dude,
We're both fucking.
Can you
dead.
zoom in on that on
Oh my
Snapchat?
goodness.
Yeah, just zoom in on me. Zoom in on me.
Look at that
Look
fucking.
at
Holy crap!
This fucking bee over there. That's not a greatest photo of me, but
Oh
like,
my goodness!
that's the cover image for this episode.
Holy crap! Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm gonna be honest. I'll go over there, and if I don't have to work the next morning, if it's a Friday or a Saturday, I will drink to my heart's content. I won't smoke that much because I am like, as someone who only
Fuck,
smokes
I just
weed
fucked up the audio.
occasionally, I'm pretty much a lightweight, and it does fuck me up a lot when I'm pretty drunk. But I'll go over there and I will drink to my little heart's content, and then I'll just go out into the wet grass and stare at the stars.
Yeah.
Until usually
is that where you usually go when you get really drunk? Because like, there's a point in the party where like, I know someone's drunk and he's just gone.
yeah.
Salmon disappeared.
I
Someone
disappear.
disappears.
There's
You-
a picture
you
of
go to
me. There's a picture of me up on top of the shop in his backyard. And
I love
am-
going up there.
I am
He hates it.
I am up on the roof, and I am holding on. There's a little peak there, and I'm holding on to the peak, and I have my legs up in the air, and it is. I don't remember doing it. It was probably 2 or 3 months ago, and someone sent me the picture and was like, "Hey, do you remember this? This is really funny." And I just responded and said, "Is that me?" Because I don't remember it at all. Like, genuinely, do not remember it at all. Also,
Somehow you got your fat ass up there and fucking just
no, listen,
looked
I'm-
yonder.
I'm agile.
You are, he is an agile
I'm
man.
I'm more
An
agile
fat
than-
man.
And he's also healthy.
I
The
am
doctor
healthy.
said that. I remember.
I am healthy, yeah.
Yes.
Every time I go to the doctor, they're like, "Yeah, you're probably obese." They weigh me, and I'm like 215, 220. They're like, "Wow, you fat ass." And then they do all of my other, they do all of the other like basic health checks, and then they're like, "You know what? You're like crazy healthy. Like, what the
Good for
fuck?
you.
What the fuck?" Yeah, no, it is good for me. Thank you. Although I
Ego
do
clubbing there.
occasionally get a pain in my chest, and I think it's all going to end.
I think everybody gets that pain in their chest. They're like, it's
I'll be-
finally happening.
I'll be driving to work and I feel it, and it's like right where my heart is, and I just go, "Oh fuck, it's not good."
Come on, Trevor.
Dude, I'm not used to being in this area. Okay,
Okay,
it's gonna take
so-
me a second.
Also,
I'm
I
not.
apologize if you hear me coughing.
He's a little sick.
I'm
But we're
just
here.
getting over. a
Like I
cold.
said, he has the black
Um,
lung.
I want to talk about the party a little bit more.
Okay.
Specifically one individual. I could say his name because it's nothing bad, but just for that sake, we're AS. That's his initials.
Okay.
That's
That's crazy.
That is a crazy picture. You know the guy who brought the chicken inside the house?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Yes.
was
Talking about that
there.
guy.
Didn't he name it like Henry or
Something
Hank or
like
something?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just walked inside with the chicken, and sat right next to the owner of the house. And I have a video on my phone. It's not that funny because he's the owner of the house. He's just like, what the fuck, man. That
Yeah.
was his reaction.
That's a super typical reaction.
But yeah,
That-
but the
yeah.
funny part, what I want to talk about, this AS character, was him attempting to do backflips in the
Oh my
backyard.
I have
gosh.
videos of that. I do.
oh my gosh.
Dude was about to break his skull open.
So I'm very good friends with this person.
yeah,
Like, he's been my best friend since first grade.
Mhm.
And he's been going to the chiropractor recently. He went to the chiropractor the day after, either the day after or the following day after the day after.
Yeah.
It was either the
That
day
was
after-
crazy.
Sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to reword this in my head. It was either the day after or 2 days later. He went to the chiropractor, and he called me because we were going to hang out, and he was like, "Hey, the chiropractor said that I have severe trauma in my shoulder." He's like, "Do you think it's from me trying to do backflips?" And if you watch the videos of him
He
doing
always
backflips,
lands on
lands
his shoulder.
he always landed on his shoulders because he just like stayed straight instead of tucking his legs.
we kept telling him tuck.
Yeah,
Tuck,
I don't think he understood
Well,
what we were
the
saying.
issue
No.
was he wasn't committing. He wanted to hit a backflip, but he wasn't committing.
That's fair.
But
Oh, that was a
that's-
big one.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's gonna pick up.
That's
but it's
why he
fine.
walked away. I thought you were going to
so-
pee. I was like, all right, damn.
I mean, I don't really have much. I don't have much else to talk about the party. I don't want to expose anyone's name, but I actually one of the people that I wasn't as close with at the party. So everyone else was inside watching the movie, and me and him were sitting out by the campfire, and I'm not very close to this guy, and we were playing his music. We were listening to Frank Sinatra. So that should tell you guys.
Oh
who
my
it is.
goodness, I
That
know
should-
who it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I fucking
And-
love that guy.
Yeah, and
I kept walking out and see you
So-
guys talking. I was like, that's
by no
interesting.
means I didn't dislike the guy. Let me get that out of the way. I love him, but we weren't close, and we just had the most just the best, most heart to heart conversation. And it wasn't even about like anything super deep. We started by talking about our cars,
As it does, as you do.
but it was just like there's some drama in this friend group with me, and a few of the people don't like me, and I thought he was one of those people. And it opened my eyes to like how I am viewed in that friend group,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a really awesome moment for me.
No,
And
yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but I
That's
don't know
okay.
how
He's tearing up.
I don't know how
He is tearing up.
he felt about it, but it was really really cool for me. That was a great experience.
Like I've told you, man, they all love you. All right.
Yeah.
There's a couple people that
There's one specific person who always takes everything like 5 steps too far.
yeah.
that guy's also really good at Fortnite.
He's also
Really
very
good.
good at Fortnite.
Really
and
good at Fortnite.
he sits about 2 inches away from his monitor.
He does.
Yeah,
And,
Fortnite. OG Fortnite's back.
OG Fortnite
We've
is
been
back.
grinding Fortnite.
We have.
Oh my gosh! Really quick, since you were talking about that other person that you had a heart to heart with,
Yeah.
speak on the topic of his car. Have you seen how he backs up his car?
God, dude, don't
No,
even
I
don't
actually
even
haven't.
mention
Most
it.
people like put their arm around their passenger seat and they look to their right, like through their back windshield.
Yeah.
What this guy does is he rolls his window down and he sticks his head out.
His whole
And
fucking head.
He sticks like his shoulders and his head out and just like turns his entire body around and then backs up.
Lovely.
I've seen him do that probably a dozen times.
I don't look behind my shoulder. I just look through my mirrors. I just use my side mirrors.
I do too.
That's it.
Are-
Especially if
are
I'm
we
like
menaces
if
for
I'm
that?
backing around like
No.
a corner or something, I just use my side mirror.
I
That's
just
so
I just
weird.
hope
Am
that
I-
the car will stop or the people will stop.
I used to look
That's
over.
so
I
weird.
used to look over my shoulder until my dad, who is the best driver I know, is a really good driver. He said,
Didn't he crash his truck like 6 years
"Yeah,
ago?
but he was drunk."
Ooh. Sorry.
Ouch.
He said, "I don't get why everyone looks over their shoulder. Like, what are you supposed to see doing this?"
Because you have a clear line. If
Um,
you're doing it
you
right, you
should-
have a clear line of sight of everything. As long as you,
You
have like,
should watch this motherfucker parallel park or like just back into a spot, because he's got a big truck out there,
yeah.
and he can back into
That's-
any spot in one move, parallel park in one move with
To-
that big ass truck.
To be
Damn,
fair,
that's
and
impressive.
it's a normal full size truck. It's not like
It's an F-150.
yeah, it's not like a massive
2013.
truck.
It's not
just
massive.
it's a normal full size truck. But to be fair, like when you're
It's bigger than your average car.
it's
It is.
sure.
So
is.
the one
When-
advantage he has with that truck is the mirrors are big, and
Yeah.
you can see so much.
Does
with
he
those
have like
mirrors.
tow mirrors?
No,
Or just really tall mirrors?
they're the mirrors that come standard on that truck.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You can go out the window and look at
Because
it.
no, I was gonna say I was gonna say like I can understand that in a truck or like an RV or something. You can't like you don't have a clear line of sight.
Mm.
When I'm driving a car that's not a truck or like a bus or something, I'm turning my head to the right and I'm looking out the windshield because I can usually see out the two far back windows on either side and the rear windshield. And I have a clear line of sight of everything. I will use my mirrors.
Mhm.
That's really smart. But I feel like if you have the ability to use everything,
Oh, for sure.
use
for sure.
everything.
That being said, no one's gonna agree with me on this, but I think parking and turning in general is easier with like a sedan or something, but backing into a spot is so much easier with a truck.
Really?
The turn radius is worse, obviously, but like the only reason I know this is because I drive trucks at work. But you can see, like, so when you're looking over your shoulder, you can't see the bed of the truck. At least at my trucks at my work.
Mhm.
But when because they're custom beds, so they're low.
Oh.
But when you use your mirrors, you can see the entire side of the bed, and that just makes it so easy because you just you know exactly where you are. So if you're backing in, I hear my cat meowing.
I was gonna say, was that Chico?
Yeah, it's Chico.
Someone screaming.
You can see both sides of the truck, so you just line it up with whatever cars are next to you.
Yeah.
I really hope that doesn't pick up on the audio.
Oh, that's so big.
It's so loud. No, I can understand that as long as you have your mirrors set up properly.
now he knows we're in here.
If you don't have your mirrors set up properly, good luck.
That's awesome. So we've kind of made it a.
What else can I disagree with you?
I'm segueing.
I love Joe Biden.
Dude, do not get political right now.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a political person.
I'm segueing now. We've kind of made it a weekly.
How do you guys feel about the immigration policy?
Stop.
I'm just kidding.
We've made
Yes,
it
the weekly segment.
The weekly segment of Charlie talking about his woman problems.
Can we get a soundboard?
Yeah,
There you go.
the claps.
Yeah, claps.
I'll get a little woman of the week.
Yeah. That was hot.
So-
That was a really good woman voice, by the way.
Thank you.
I started missing her again. Thank you.
So I have like multiple small stories. I don't have any. There hasn't been as good of a story as week 2.
Week 2 will definitely be
that's
highlight.
That's iconic. At this point,
that'll be in Piss Pit history.
Yeah. So I have a couple, and I'm gonna try to kind of go over them quickly so I can do multiple.
Rapid fire women of the week. Here we go.
We're rapid
Story
fire.
number 1. Go.
So that girl that I talked about last week that had the boyfriend with the fentanyl addiction,
That's already a crazy sentence in itself. If nobody's
yeah,
seen the
no
last
one saw it last
episode.
week.
You could have just said the girl with the boyfriend. That would have been like, that's kind of wild.
So
You
I
brought up the fentanyl. Okay.
I hung out with her, and we didn't say it was a date, but it was a date,
Mhm.
100%.
At the end of the day, I mean, come on.
We went to dinner and all this shit,
I mean,
and-
I go to dinner with my friends.
but just one-on-one.
I've
Yeah.
never
And a
been to
fancy-
dinner with you, Trevor.
A fancy ass Italian restaurant. This is the best Italian food I've ever had. The food was the best part about this experience. I'm not even gonna call it a date. So it was in
It's an
Seattle,
experience.
and she doesn't have a car
Which one?
because she just moved from Florida, like I said last week. So I picked her up, and then we went to this place, and the food was phenomenal, and we were having really good conversations. But I couldn't get over the fact, and I didn't see it on her Tinder profile. She had a face tattoo, a little heart.
Dude, a
here
girl with the
under her
face
eye.
tattoo, they can do whatever they want. Honestly.
I'm not into it.
Then that's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
not
It's,
into
it's
it.
definitely
And
a fetish.
a fetish. It's definitely a kink.
so we kept
There's one
we-
thing
we-
we can
we-
agree on.
we were talking, and she was wearing this cropped t-shirt, so you could
You can see her bazongas.
yeah and I don't think I was looking at them, but at one point
You definitely were.
at one point I saw her buttoning up her shirt, so I was like, fuck, I'm looking at them, not even on purpose. It's just, it happens.
It happens,
It's
you
a
know.
natural reaction. I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
I need milk.
So but we had a really good time, and then we went to Target, and I grabbed Joy-Cons because I needed new Joy-Cons to play Mario Bros. And
Nerd.
The
Sorry,
new
I'm
Mario
sorry.
Bros is
The new
amazing.
Mario Bros
me
is
and
awesome.
my
No,
not to
I'm
segue.
sorry.
Me and my mom are gonna play it on Sunday, and I'm really
it's
excited.
it's really it's a
I'm
good
really
game.
excited.
I don't have any room to talk. I had to buy a new controller yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you finally buy a new controller?
I did.
Wow.
You played
Okay.
Fortnite with me.
So
I've been working.
then we played Mario Bros, and it was a good time. And so
Did you play?
prior,
Did you play it at our house or
no, just in my car,
in your car? Okay.
in the Target parking lot.
Romantic as fuck.
Yeah,
Holy
so
shit.
prior to
I would be wet immediately.
Prior to us hanging out, I was working in Seattle the
Mhm.
day that we were gonna hang out, and I was like, I'm this close to you, whatever, and I shared my location.
Oh, so you had to go and then.
Yeah, I had to leave Seattle, go back to here. And
God,
then
how long
go
were you in
back to
Seattle for then?
What do you mean?
Like just in general time in that one day.
Probably 18 hours.
That's crazy,
Jeez, that's-
dude.
Oh my gosh. 18
so-
Practically
minutes is
lived
too
there.
long.
So
18 minutes.
I shared my location when I was at the job site because I was
Mhm.
interested in seeing how far she was from me, and she shared her location, and after like I dropped her off and everything, and we already had plans to hang out the next day.
Oh wow.
And like we were texting that night, and then she didn't text me at all the day after, and then didn't text me at all today. And I checked my location or my Find My iPhone, not to look at her location, to look at someone else's location, which we're gonna get there.
Oh my god. Okay.
And it just said blank her name. I'm not gonna say her name.
Yeah.
Can see your location, but hers was turned off for me. And I was like, cool. I mean, like I said, she has a boyfriend, and I wasn't super into her. Like we had a good time, but I only looked at her as a friend. After us hanging out,
and after seeing her boobs,
yeah,
that she buttoned.
So, where was my second story? Oh fuck.
Were you talking about the other person?
Oh yeah. So I went. Okay. There's that, and there's one more. I went on another date.
I told you it's rapid. Okay, story number 2, rapid fire. Go.
Number 2. I went on another date with this BBW, beautiful black woman.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I know. I know there's lots of meaning for BBW.
I was going to say, I was about to be like, damn,
Yeah.
Charlie.
I don't know if it's just because I'm working a full-time job now. I'm just like unusually more. I don't want to say horny because that's not the right word, but I don't know.
I'm definitely more horny at what.
No. Do not say the name of my workplace.
No,
please.
hey,
We've already talked about it.
Yeah, we've already talked about your
Please
workplace.
do not, because if anyone from there hears this,
Oh, for sure.
I'm
for
getting
sure.
fired.
For sure.
immediately.
But I don't know if it's just because I'm working a full-time job now, but I will see women and I find them more attractive.
For sure.
I don't know if that has to do with you working a full-time
No,
job.
I get
No,
it.
it's
I
just
get
I'm
it
so
because
fucking
like
bored.
I've talked
I
about
guess,
it.
yeah.
I've talked about it at like when I'm working too. Like the other guys, like when we're just driving around, we'll see the woman and just like call like.
Yeah,
you
you
just-
cat called
You,
him.
you pay more
Mommy
attention.
milkers.
That's you.
That's you though. So
I didn't mean to do that.
Nobody
I had
means to until they do.
we went to the mall and I had a really good time
With this BBW.
with this BBW.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Which mall?
we just went to South Center, and this was
Okay.
the day after that we went to South Center. This is
Oh my God.
Really?
This is the day after. So I went 2
yes.
days. I went 2
Like
days.
once a week.
I went there 2 days in a row, and you know we had a really good time. And we went and saw the FNAF movie. After after we went to the arcade and stuff, and I started smelling this really bad smell at the FNAF movie.
shit.
Oh
Shit
no!
yourself.
Oh no!
And the whole time I thought it was her, but it wasn't.
It
It
wasn't?
wasn't.
Oh,
It wasn't.
okay,
It was the
alright.
people in front of me because after we got out,
That was gonna be
she
crazy
didn't
if it
smell-
was like, yeah,
I didn't.
she
But
sharted.
like I was like, and it just. But I like thought it was her, so it like ruined the whole movie for me. I was like having to like put my shirt above my nose, but I didn't want her to see that and think that like I thought she was stinky.
you were kind of like
Charlie pulled like a total like cartoon character and was like, "Pee."
kind of flies up and goes,
Sorry, something smells really bad. I think it might be you.
But it was a really good time. But the issue is, like it was such a good time, and she's looking for a long-term partner, like boyfriend, girlfriend, and I'm just not ready for that commitment.
Yeah.
So
especially after the fucking stinkiness that came out.
Oh my
Ooh.
so like it's
Just
like, I don't-
imagine your little mixed race children.
like I just I gotta be like, hey,
Mixed race children are adorable. They're fucking adorable. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think you're
It's
really
not creepy.
cool, but I'm not ready for this. And
Yeah.
we text on occasion, but she's in the army, so
Mm.
like
Oh,
we
never
don't
mind.
we don't text very often.
Oh yeah, that.
Um,
Happy Veterans Day, guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
Happy Veterans Day.
That's tomorrow in an hour and 10 minutes.
Hour and 10
But
minutes.
story number 3. So the other girl that I have my
Rapid
location
fire.
with-
Story number 3.
Yeah, other girl I have
Where's
my
the
location
woman that I
with.
tried to set you up with that has a child?
Well, we can get there too.
Wait,
There can be
why
more
didn't you give
stories.
me a chance?
We can get more.
I want to be a
stories.
dad.
I don't mind talking.
That one's fun.
Yeah, well, you can tell that one. But anyways, story number 3. This other girl, there's not much story to it. She's my ex from like high school, long time ago,
Mm,
and
yes, her. She
we
hated me.
yeah, she did hate you, and
Yeah.
we started hanging out.
I don't think she liked anyone, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
If
that
it's
is
what I'm
that's fair.
thinking of.
We started hanging out again after me and my most recent ex broke up, and like there was no like she has a boyfriend and she's had a boyfriend for 3 years.
Now,
there was
everybody
no,
at home,
like-
are you starting to see there's a trend with
Yeah,
Charlie at the
yeah.
moment?
I'm a homewrecker apparently.
Accidentally.
But
Let's be honest here.
But like when we were hanging out, it wasn't even like there's no like intent of hooking up or like getting feelings. It was strict like just friends. Like,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
we,
it was somebody to talk to.
yeah, exactly, someone to talk to. And like the more we've hung out, like I like low key kind of got a crush on her at one point.
Charlie no longer wants to hang out.
Yeah.
He wants
Um,
to freaking bone,
He
man.
wants- he wants his dick to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
there's not much to that story. That's just another thing going on. And then story number 4.
Yeah, I get
My
Story number
I
4.
got one more.
Oh my fucking god, Charlie!
This
Hurry
one's
up!
quick. This one's quick.
This is rapid fire.
This one's quick.
Rapid fire for the
So,
last 20 minutes.
My most
It's
recent
more like a hand cannon.
my most recent ex, my most recent ex.
Mhm.
We're hanging out tomorrow.
I have been told about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that for that story.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Okay.
Story number 5,
Yeah.
told by Solomon.
I think it was after the first or second time that we did the podcast that we recorded.
Yeah.
Charlie invited me to like the Tinder with friends or whatever.
Yeah, matchmaker.
I also
Yeah.
got invited to that.
Yeah. So I saw an attractive. I was drunk. I saw what I thought was an attractive woman that was around our age, and I was like, yeah, Charlie.
Which is 25.
I was like, Charlie would like her, and I swiped on her. I don't remember what way you swiped to like her.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right
swiped-
is like
Is it like left to right?
it's.
I don't know. Either way, I swiped the like
Right.
on her, or I hit the like button or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, Charlie texted me and was like, "Hey, are you breasts?" Because apparently that was the name that I made for myself. Hey, are you breasts? Because you tried to set me up with a woman who has a child, and I didn't know because I don't read descriptions. I just look at beautiful women. That's all I do.
Maybe she wants to bone.
I don't discriminate.
I just said
Okay.
I'm not ready to be a stepfather. That was all there was to that.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot
rough.
to that, man. There's a
That's
lot
rough.
to being a
Hey,
stepfather.
can I have a? 'cause
Because
I
some
f-
people can do and some people cannot do.
You're not a stepfather. You're the father that stepped up.
Amen. A fucking men, man. God, I
feel
hate
like
biological
Solomon,
dads.
Okay.
Solomon would be a stepfather.
So I feel like because yeah. So I feel like
No,
I'm
that
not-
was a
I'm-
great sentence
I'm
you
not
had
gonna
there.
I'm not gonna finish. I was thinking about what I was gonna say and it wasn't okay, so I just stopped.
That's
why,
fair.
why is it not okay?
I'm
Yeah,
not
was it
gonna
okay?
finish the sentence.
No, why is it not okay though?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna finish the sentence.
But why is it not
Anyway,
okay?
so I feel like because Charlie has the Woman of the Week segment, I can have the Autistic Breakdown of the Week segment.
Yes.
Okay.
There was
This
another
could be a
one.
new segment.
I had it with
I'll have the fucked up coworker segment.
Yeah, so we were all at the mall the day before Charlie went there to go see that movie with the BBW,
Mm-hmm.
and we were in the little what is it gift shop? It was like we were at like an arcade, and I had not a bunch of tickets because I fucking suck at everything. I'm not good at anything, guys. I hate my life. Everything sucks. I'm not good at anything. I can't finish sentences.
Yeah,
Women
yeah, yeah.
don't like
Continue
me.
the story,
I'm
buddy.
really bad
Okay.
at arcade games, except for the one where I shoot people. I'm just destined to be like a
I
school
beat
shooter or
the
something.
army woman. Sorry to interrupt, but I beat the army woman at the shooty
That's
shooty
okay,
game.
because never mind. I'm not gonna finish that one either. That's not.
You have a lot of bad thoughts that you're slowly letting slip out.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
so gonna get canceled.
There will be one that slips out, and that'll be the one that I hope nobody actually hears or takes seriously. Anyways,
Foreshadow.
We're all sitting. Yeah, we're all sitting in the little gift shop thing where you can spend the tickets, and Trevor pump fakes a football at me. and I'm like, at this point, I'm like totally mentally checked out. I had been awake for way too long. I was hot. I wanted to go home. I wanted to go to bed. Wanted to play Fortnite or whatever. Wanted to jerk off. I wanted to go home and take a shit
There it is.
and shower and go to bed. And Trevor pump fakes the football at me. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I have to pump fake it back at him. So I take a football and I pump fake it at him as hard as I can. And instead of stopping, because my hands are all sweaty, because I'm not very, my hands are always, I'm always
you're
sweating.
always sweating.
I never stop sweating.
This fucker throws
I-
red in my eye.
Yeah,
I'll get to
I
that.
just flicked my fingers at Trevor, and he's like covering his eyes. They're burning. I can hear them sizzling. And I pump fake the football at Trevor. It slips out of my hand because of all my fucking sweat. and it hits the ground, and it, no joke, probably goes about 15 feet up in the air. At this point, total fight or flight mode, and I am picking flight. I caught the football, I grabbed it off one of the 15 bounces it had, I put it back, and I just jog down the escalator outside and I sit on the ground. And I just sit there.
I need my mom. I don't know where I am.
No, and I was like, and I'm really glad I did go outside because I was starting to feel sick because I was just hot. So I'm like sitting out there.
It is so hot in that arcade.
I was like, holy shit, this is actually really nice. And after seeing like a bunch of lovely young men and women have fun and be like semi okay at arcade games, it was very depressing for me to be like, I bet I could be good at an arcade game too, and then just totally shit the bed at it. So I just went out there and sat on the ground, and I was like, this is where I'm meant to be. I like this.
I also went out there.
Trevor followed me out.
Yeah, I joined him.
He was out there within like 35-40 seconds.
I was right behind you.
My side of that story, and I'm going to say his name because he's going to be on the podcast at some point here pretty soon. Me and Alex, we were looking to spend our tickets. We were in that shop looking to spend.
You were in there for a while,
and
a lot of people walked outside and looked at us and were like, "Oh, those guys are homeless."
I watched them because they were in there, and I was trying to find.
You kept walking around.
They walked in there. I probably did about 6 laps. 3/4 of the way through my first lap, I probably started looking creepy.
Yeah,
because I'm just walking around like looking at people, trying to figure out where my friends are.
So speaking of looking creepy, when I was at the arcade like a year or two ago, someone tried to sell us vapes. Someone was just walking around with a backpack, and he was like, "You want nicotine? You want a vape?" But anyways,
I would have.
So me and Alex, we were looking to spend some tickets, and we just
our dough.
we just hear like Solomon and Trevor, they're in there, but they're in a different part, and we just hear like very loud laughter, and then we turn our heads, and Solomon and Trevor are gone. We're just like, what the fuck? But then the other thing I want to say from your story, speaking of autism, Solomon took an autism test, and he's most likely autistic. And I took it too, and I'm most likely not autistic. So.
I got the one where it's like, you might be, you might not.
You might be, you might not.
You might.
You have some autistic tendencies.
Yeah, pretty much it was like, go to a doctor. I was like, okay, I don't want to.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
Another quick, actually rapid-fire story from that same night. Me and Trevor walking around trying to find Alex and Charlie, and I turned a corner, and I kind of like passed a couple people, and I was feeling excited, and I went, woo! And I was like, oh, it wasn't loud enough. And there's probably, I'm like, no joke, there's probably 100 people like within that same vicinity as me and Trevor. Trevor's like probably 5-10 feet behind me.
Yeah, like I'm trying to follow you for sure.
Yeah, I'm walking like fast as shit. Like, just totally autistic waddling through the mall by myself, and I didn't like my first woo, so I just went woo a lot louder, and every single person that was in front of me just turns around and looks at me. I didn't know what emotion to feel, so I just felt so proud of myself for being able to walk around that many people without running into anybody.
You definitely have autism.
And I was just like strutting my stuff walking down there.
I was
to go buy my mom
so
a bag.
fucking confused on what was happening, dude. Everybody looked at you and you just looked like you won the fucking lottery. You're walking around having a good time, and you you looked at me and said, we're not gonna go find Alex and Charlie. We're gonna go to the fucking store.
We're gonna go to that store and buy a bag for my mom. And there was a cute cashier there.
There was a cute cashier, and
I was trying to make it very obvious that this bag wasn't for a woman in my life other than my mother, whom I love dearly, and that I was not gay. And fucking Trevor was like,
the whole time. So we
does
walked
your mom
in.
like it? Tell her I picked it out.
Your mom would love that.
We walked in, okay, and we're looking for a fanny pack for his mom, like an outdoor like sports fanny pack. And
I don't know
we walked by, and
my mom gets.
I lock eyes with the girl, and I'm like, she's really cute. And I was like, oh goddamn. And so I don't know why, but my gut reaction was to touch Solomon as much as I could and like be off on him the whole fucking time. And she was like, are you finding everything good? And I like caressed his arm.
Grabbed his arm, and I was like trying to move away from Trevor and be like, hey baby.
So the whole time this was happening, me and Alex were in the American Eagle, and we thought that Trevor and Solomon were trying to find us because
There was, like, no communication
We
between
separated,
us.
and
You were
Trevor,
high as shit.
Yeah, it's not hell.
we separated, and Trevor's like, "Where are you guys?" And I'm like, "We're in the store with the mic jacket."
Dude, he was looking at his phone like, he's sending me riddles.
I was so confused.
So Alex convinced me to buy a pair of khakis, which I actually those khakis are dope. I fuck with
Really?
them. Yeah,
Fuck with the
I wore
khakis?
I wore them when I went on the date with the BBW.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But anyways, we went to go
I'm wearing
purchase.
khakis right now.
We went to go
He's wearing
purchase our
khakis.
items, and there was just a beautiful woman at the cashier, a very very beautiful woman, and
Oh,
like I was like if she wasn't working, I was like so close to just being like, hey, can I get your number? Can I get your snap? Whatever.
Can I get your
But-
snap?
So
but only if she had a boyfriend, right?
she was helping. Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, come on.
She was
That's
helping,
the criteria.
She was helping one other person in front of us, and then she helped Alex. But the person in front of us, he didn't speak very good English, and obviously that's a hard situation. So like they were struggling to like make this purchase, and he was trying to set up an account too.
Oh
God, so it took forever, and I was like I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. And then she went and helped Alex, and just straight up, she was an airhead. She was just
Oh, was she?
So stupid.
she was
Stupid.
not very smart.
Well, she American Eagle was it?
Yeah.
That's why.
I do remember walking into the store with Trevor.
The
with
first
the
thing I said to
fanny
you guys
pack-
was like, she's hot.
was with the fanny pack in my hand, and I was like, I saw this attractive woman, and I was like, man, that's a beautiful woman. I'm gonna make sure that she knows that I love my mom. And I said, yeah, I had to go buy this fanny pack for my mom, whom I love.
Word for word what he fucking said. And in my head, I'm just like, I need to
You're
touch him
fucking
more.
Stupid. No, and then the
That's what you
lady
put
turned
it.
around, and it was a completely different lady who was probably, like 15, 20 years older, and
Yeah.
95% plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, at least 95%.
Yeah, she spent all of her paychecks on...
Which is A-okay. I mean, if you need to go ahead and spend money... if you need to spend money to make yourself look pretty, that's fine. That means, you got issues. Simple as that. Simple as that.
The only thing you should be
I've
spending
got
money on
issues
to
as
make
well.
yourself look better is a haircut.
Hey, man, no, I've got issues as well, so it's okay.
Yeah, I got
So,
issues too, but I'm not putting plastic in my tits.
That's the thing, yeah.
I
Like,
got-
it's all natural. All natural's fine.
I'm gonna segue from the mall to a work story. So
Ooh, work story.
we were working in a parking garage, and I was here 2 days in a row. The first day went smooth, went fine. The second day, I was working with like the head foreman, like kind of the big boss when it comes to the crews, and I've never like I have more confidence when I work with the other foreman than this guy. But this guy, he gave me a lot of freedom because I was the only person on that crew that had been there the day before.
Mhm.
So he was like there was enough people there that day that like we split up into two crews, and I was like almost the lead of one crew, and he was obviously the lead of the other crew.
Right.
And we were doing the downstairs levels, and so the plan was to do all the stall lines for all of the parking spots, and then to do all the numbers. And so we'd work down the ramps from level 5 to level 3,
Mhm.
work down all the way down, do all the stall lines, and then work our way back up doing all the numbers.
Dude, one of Charlie's backroom levels would definitely be just a parking garage.
For sure.
Because, like, I don't know. I feel like
I've spent
just
a lot of time in parking.
that
garages.
aesthetic of, like, a parking garage, like, because it's empty, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's fucking
When
just...
Charlie buys his first house, the entire floor of the entire house is just going to be asphalt.
So-
Charlie's gonna walk in and be
so-
like, "This needs concrete."
Anyway,
to paint lines,
we
numbers,
we finished the
10,000 blue circles.
we finished all the lines, and the foreman, he's the one obviously painting them.
Mhm.
And he's like, we need to go, we need to leave for a second, because the parking,
There's a bomb in
it
this
was
garage.
it was extremely dirty, the parking lot,
Mhm.
and
Hey,
so
where is this at?
this is in Seattle.
Seattle. Okay, well that makes sense.
So but it's like that with all parking garages. Like the ground is just dusty and dirty,
Mhm.
and when you paint with those stripers with the high PSI, it just kicks up all that dust. So
Do you have to wear like one of those masks?
He wears one, but he only has one, the foreman. So
okay.
like
Oh, somebody call OSHA.
when we
That's
got
a
to like,
violation
when we
right
got
there.
to like level
Violation.
when we got to like the bottom levels, the air quality was horrible.
Oh, I
like
fucking
you
bet.
couldn't see a hand in front of your face. There was so much dust that we just kicked out.
Really?
We set off the fire alarms. That's
Oh
how
my
much dust kicked out.
God, dude.
So he's like, we need to go outside and get some fresh air. Like
Yeah,
you guys, this isn't healthy for you guys. I have a respirator, but you guys don't.
we need a break.
So we took a break, and then we go back down there after it clears up a little bit. And we start doing all the numbers, which I set the numbers out, by the way. I was the one who set
number guy right here.
I set up all the
Just
numbers
like
down.
phone guy, but
we,
numbers.
We use stencils. I set up all the
FNAF
stencils.
reference.
And it was like, we were doing like stall 86 through 149.
Do
or
every
something.
single one of the stalls have a number on it?
Yes.
It's like
Really?
68 stalls.
So-
I've never noticed that before.
We got to, I mean, it depends on the job. But anyways,
That's fair.
we were, the head foreman, he walked up outside and he was having one of the other guys that was on the crew do the stencils because that's a lot easier than the stall lines. You just have to, spray within the lines.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going up, we were working all the way up, all four of us. We were working up, doing all the numbers, and we got to 139 out of 145. So we all the way from 86 to 139. We're almost done. And
You
the
see
head
the light
foreman-
at the end of the tunnel. You're
and
fucking
once we
like,
finish,
hell
we're
yeah.
leaving. Once we
Mm.
finish, we're leaving. We're done for the day. The head foreman, he's like, "Stop! Cut it off!" Like trying to stop us. We're like, and we turn it off. I turn off the machine because it's loud. And he's like, and we're like, "What's the problem? We're almost done. Let's just finish." He's like, "They're all wrong."
Oh,
And
that's-
we're like,
dude,
"What?"
that's the
We're like-
worst
we're like,
thing
"What?"
that you can hear.
And he walks us all up, and he points.
Take a walk with me. Let's.
He points at one stall where there's a bunch of shit in the way that the head contractors are storing there. So we couldn't
in a stall.
Yeah, so we couldn't do that stall. But that stall still gets a number. So we skipped it. So it went from 145, that stall should have been 144, and then the next one should have been 143, but we skipped it. So we did 145 and then the next stall 144.
So you had to
each
fucking redo it
stall
all,
was
didn't you?
one number off.
God damn, dude,
I
that's
think
fucked.
Easiest solution to this: do like 144
Burn
and
down.
a half.
Someone gets half a stall.
So we would have gotten out of there around 2:45, 3 o'clock. We didn't leave until 4:15, 4:30 because we had to use paint thinner, a wire brush, and rags to get rid of the last number on every fucking stall,
Fuck, dude.
all the way down.
What kind of
And-
paint thinner did you use?
It was just we found some
Methyl
shit.
ketone?
We didn't have any paint thinner, so we just stole the shit that they had on site. We used
That's
so
gotta be
we
legal.
we didn't find
That's a felony.
we didn't find the paint thinner until we did like half the stalls. So we're using gasoline, which it works surprisingly.
Yeah,
it
no,
works.
it does. It's like
But
the same kind
yeah,
of
it
breakdown.
smelled so bad, and my nose, dude, I'm gonna die so early
I'm gonna-
because of the huffing paint thinner and fucking gasoline.
I'm not
But,
gonna
dude,
lie. Whenever
so-
I have to use strong chemicals like methyl alpha ketone at work, I'm low key huffing that shit.
Dude,
So-
have you
so good.
guys heard any horror stories from huffing gasoline?
Dude, you should see the motherfuckers
Nope.
that have been like the people who are 50, 60 years old and they've been striping since they were like my age, like 20.
Mm.
Dude, they look like they've been doing meth.
It's
Like,
bad.
it-
There's literally like
It has a tear on your body.
This
Like
is-
if I keep staying
was-
at this job, I'm gonna be
This
fucked
is
up
just
in
a
the future.
reminder to everybody: use your PPE.
Yes.
Always
It's
use your
not,
PPE.
it's not just a suggestion. You might look cool without it. You might think you have some swagger. Use the fucking
Use-
PPE.
your
Use
life
a
is.
it will literally
respirator.
it will literally save you like 15 years off.
I would
of
say,
your
and if
life.
somebody's like, "Oh, dude, you're wearing that? I've never worn that."
Yeah.
Well, you're
Like-
gonna see their funeral.
like
Alright.
I know guys that work in the same area that I work in, or the same building that I'm working in currently, and they've been there for like 15 years, and their arms and their legs and pretty much any exposed skin is scarred because they didn't want to wear gloves because
Which
they're like
It's honestly like so
gloves
stupid.
suck, and it's like
Yeah.
their hands are just scarred and like torn to like no joke, like it's eating away at their flesh because they just
Yeah.
don't like wearing gloves.
It's such a slow process that
Yeah.
like you don't
You
And
don't notice it in the
realize
moment. You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll be fine." Like
Yeah.
I don't have
And
any
it-
burns.
And it doesn't take that long either, like 10, 15 years. And you start seeing like massive.
Which the older
stuff
you get, the
happening.
faster time goes too. So like 10 to 15 years.
So there was one motherfucker on this job, who he had
Yeah.
nothing to do with my company. He was, he was just working with a different company with the main contractors, doing his own thing. And I was walking through the stalls, and I just hear him go up to like a couple of his buddies or just his people who worked with the same company. And this is Monday, and he's like, "I'm out of here, boys." And they're like, "Already? This is like noon." And he's like, "Yeah, I just got laid off." And
Super casual.
yeah,
about
super
it.
casual about it. And they're like, "What the fuck? Why?" And he's like, "They caught me smoking weed on the top floor.
Damn it.
Just chilling out, smoking weed on the clock."
God damn
And
it.
like he was so like low key. It was just the craziest thing.
He's already high. He's
Yeah,
stoned.
so
He's like,
just like-
ah.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, they tried to send me to some job in Everett, but I was like, I don't want to go all the way to Everett. Fuck that. Just fire me."
Nobody wants to go to fucking Everett. Fuck Everett. Everett fucking sucks. I have a personal vendetta against Everett. It fucking
Everett is a
sucks.
piece of shit.
If you live there, I am
Trevor doesn't
so
even know where
sorry.
Everett is.
I do know where Everett is.
Trevor,
Where
where's
is it?
Everett?
Everett is right on the coast, right above Bellevue.
How many miles? How
Guys,
how far is it from us?
Fuck, I don't know, but all I know is that my dad had NA meetings there all the time because he lived in the town right next to it. Don't remember the name.
Was it
Let's
Mukilteo?
go,
Mukilteo?
Narcotics Anonymous.
Was it Mukilteo?
Trevor has a great dad.
Fuck him. Fuck that guy.
Oh, I thought you said AA, but
NA.
NA.
Okay, never
NA.
mind. Never
NA.
mind. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
You want to tell your border story about your father?
My border story?
Yeah, the border between America and Canada. How your father smuggled drugs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, wow, forgot about that. Yeah, because fuck him. Obviously, for anybody knowing, I don't have a good relationship with my dad. I have a stepdad, great guy. So
We love Larry.
Is he
We
a-
love
is
Larry.
Awesome.
Is he
We
a
love Larry.
stepdad or is he the dad that stepped
He's
up?
honest to God, the dad that stepped
That's
up.
why
man.
I said
Fuck.
that. That's
No,
why I
you were
said
right.
that earlier.
So
I have a loving family.
there was
Sorry.
because there was a time where me and my father were cool. We were smoking, and he so fucking casually just brings up, yeah, there was one time where I literally drove. He drove. Fuck, what was it? All the way from, I think it was California. It was California, all the way through, fucking down through Mexico. The fucking smuggle, I think it was meth, because the big thing was meth for him, meth and heroin. And
So before we continue this, sorry, I just want to make sure we can talk about this. We haven't said your last name on the podcast, right?
we have not said my last name.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so we're
And
good.
he has a different last
Well,
name. than
this
me.
is all
Oh, true,
alleged,
true, true,
right?
true,
This
true,
is all
true, true,
alleged.
true.
This
Yeah,
is all
that's-
no. This is real.
Okay.
Trevor, shut the fuck up. This is allegedly. This
Sorry,
happened.
allegedly. I really hate him. This is all alleged. We don't have the same last name, so
I'm
there's
definitely
no.
not making the picture for this podcast episode the picture of us because I don't
Yeah.
want people to be able motherfuckers will go.
They're
to
gonna look
Instagram,
at the
they will find
picture
it.
and go, "Oh my gosh, is that fucking John Lennon and Tony Stark?"
So yeah, we're gonna keep our faces.
Yeah,
off the
keep our
internet.
faces off the internet
We
for
should
now,
do-
at least.
We
We'll
should
get
do like
there.
those cool, like the military pictures. Where they got like the blurred faces and stuff. Do that, but with you guys, but
With
only leave
us.
your eyes
That-
exposed.
I fucking glossed over us.
Anyways, so yeah, we're smoking. He casually brings us up, and I look at this guy, and I'm like, "You did what now?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, yeah, it was like I would say you were about 10 years old." And I was like, "Ah." So while I was fucking playing Minecraft, you were fucking drug heisting across the entire fucking United States. And
Crazy dad lore.
dude, crazy dad lore. He's done a lot of stuff. There's also one time where so he was a DJ. He was a DJ.
Maybe you can tell the story. You can finish the story, but maybe we should make this a segment later on. Are you willing to talk about your father?
I'm willing to talk
every
about it.
episode?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna talk about it.
because there's a lot of crazy stories with that. Man.
There is a lot of crazy. We can't make that a segment. We'll start the segment now.
yeah.
Actually, let's just do that.
Okay.
So he used to be a DJ. His name was Protocol. Yeah. Yeah.
Protocol.
Protocol with a K at the end.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Like
Protocol.
Like
yeah, like
scratch?
Scratch. Yeah, for sure.
Scratch.
And we would always he'd go and do shows, and I would stay at this house. Now I didn't know
Trevor
at
was
the
a rapper.
time. I was a rapper. I didn't know at the time, but this was definitely your stereotypical drug house. All right,
sure,
like
for
I'm
sure.
telling you, there's a chain fence. Okay, this is in I'll just say it, Duval. Anybody know where Duval is? Duval, Washington.
Oh, in
About 2.5 hours. north of
Florida.
In Florida, yes,
I was
Duval,
trying to remember
Florida.
where Duval was.
How much?
Duval.
here. Low.
Low. And so
Trevor is actively refilling.
I am the refill
Yeah.
guy. I am
Only for the
refill guy.
blue. For the blue.
Only I.
For the red. I'm the refill guy for the red.
That's fair. I've done a couple reds though, mainly because of that guy.
Charlie, give me a third of the red.
Third of
I'm
the
no
red.
longer the red guy. Anyways, so yeah, it's very visibly like a drug house. And there was this other kid there. Okay, I forgot his name. Super cool guy. But we were probably like, I don't know, I say 7 or 8. And he went off and did a show. We played GTA 4. Goated game. Love
That's
GTA
dope.
4.
That's fucking
we
sick.
played GTA 4.
I would love to play GTA with my father.
Dude, no. I played with the kid.
Oh.
No, my father was out doing whatever the fuck he was doing. Sorry, Solomon's dying.
Protocoling.
And he comes back, and
Hit my head and snot all over that bed.
God damn it. He comes back and he's like, hey kids, come out here. I'm like, all right. So we sit down and it's him and his friends and we're sitting there and they pull out. Now, mind you, me and this kid are 8 to 9. Okay.
Wait, who's the kid? Sorry.
I
You
forgot
don't have to
his
say a name.
I don't remember his name at
What's
all.
the relation though?
Both of our dads do drugs together.
Okay, so you, like it was like a dad was friends with the dad, and
Mhm.
they wanted you guys to be friends.
They wanted us to be cool.
They
Yeah,
wanted
pretty
to
much.
do drugs, and you guys were
And
just
so,
babysitting.
Yeah.
I'm just for a second. I'm gonna say just if you guys are ever too drunk after doing this. By the way, since you mentioned snotting on the bed, that bed is like you guys can stay. If you
I
need
didn't
to.
mean to. I was so what I was doing is I was trying to cough, and I was just trying to like put my face into the duvet and cough, but instead I accidentally hit the top of my head on the wall, and then I went to go
vaulted ceiling.
The
cough.
vaulted ceilings
and
are
I
kind of
just
hell.
I just went, and all the snot came out of my nose.
Wow.
I just mention it because we don't advocate drinking and driving here.
We do not.
So
Drinking and driving is
there-
not okay.
There's a bed there if anyone needs it, and I have
Also,
a couch.
doing drugs if you have kids. Don't do them.
Anyways,
your life together.
continue.
In general.
Continue.
In general, yeah. Anyways, back to my dad doing drugs. So, yeah, like I said, we're like 7 to 8, and they pull out four bottles of beer, set them down, and they're like, crack them open, put them next to us, and we're like, okay. I was thinking, oh, okay, this is fucked up. This kid grabs the bottle of beer and fucking just swigs it back
Oh my god!
all the way down.
8
and
years old.
8 years old, and they
Jesus
look at me,
Christ.
and they're like, your turn. And I'm like,
Oh my god!
all right, cool, let's do this. So
That's crazy.
I took like 4 swigs, dude.
I haven't heard this story.
I have never told this story. I'm just
That's
drunk and I'm finally
crazy.
saying it. That these guys have never heard this story before.
That's crazy.
And I like take a couple swigs and I throw up, dude. And
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And my dad like fucking slaps me on the shoulder and says, "You'll get there." I'm
Oh
8.
my god!
I'm 8
That's
years old, man.
crazy.
And yeah, like I have not told my mom, I've not told anybody, but now everybody knows that story.
Just so everyone knows, the drug and alcohol abuse hotline number is 1-800-662-4357. Again, that is 1-800-662-4357.
So I guess we're here now. I said at some point I would talk about these stories.
Now that we brought up the drugs.
Now's a good point. So I am a human being that has done shrooms before.
I believe we all have. Have you? No.
No, Solomon. I don't
You have
think
not?
has.
I have once.
Once. Okay. Okay.
I peed
so-
and it looked
okay.
like the fucking 4th of July coming out of my nose. It was
Ah,
so cool.
So
And then I got
Um,
lost in the woods for half an
I-
hour.
That'll
I-
happen.
I will never advocate anyone doing drugs. I will never recommend it to anyone.
Mhm.
But for me personally, you don't have to listen to me by any means. I think that everyone should do shrooms once in their life.
I believe
Should
that
I-
too.
It was a
Should I
life.
pull up the drug and alcohol abuse hotline number again?
We'll get there. So it was.
What?
It was. I think it is a life changing experience, and I've even talked to my dad about it a little bit.
Mhm.
He said that he doesn't agree with me, but my uncle has said the same thing. He said everyone needs to do shrooms once in their life. It is a life changing experience.
Because even if you want to,
For sure.
It'll
for
make
sure,
us
for
all
sure.
up to
It will
you.
make you violently attracted to women that already have
So boyfriends.
boyfriends. Thank you for finishing that
Yeah.
sentence, Charlie.
So it's like, don't get me mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, they are a drug.
Mm.
But like as far as drugs go, like the scale of like bad or like crazy, like addictive,
Mhm.
shrooms are on the bottom. Like
They
they're like
definitely are.
marijuana is like the lowest tier.
If you have a
obviously.
really bad shroom
And
trip,
then-
you're not gonna like the next day be like, I want to do it again.
Marijuana's on the bottom, and then shrooms are right after that. They're natural. they come from the earth, and I mean, obviously there's some exceptions to that, but they're non-addictive. I'm not advocating anyone to do that.
I would say weed is definitely addictive in a way.
Weed is addictive. Anyone that tells you weed isn't addictive, they're full of shit.
Yeah,
but anyway,
weed is definitely addictive, but it's not like if you get addicted to it, you're not bad.
I don't know. Just the fact that you were like, everyone should do shrooms.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think everyone should try them in their life, but I'm not advocating for it. But anyways, so I've done them more than I care to admit, and if my parents, they know I've done them before, but if they know the extent of if they listen to this and know how many times I've done them, they'd be pissed because I've done them too much.
Exactly. I mean,
but I couldn't tell anyone how many times exactly I've done them, but it's got to be in the 20s to 30s range,
at least.
But they're not addictive.
So I've only had one I've only had one bad trip, and everyone talks about bad trips. My one bad trip was the best thing for me, the best experience.
Bad trips are the best ones.
I'm not going to say my age because I was too young to be doing mushrooms.
Of course.
But it was during COVID, which they can figure out my age now because they know when COVID was and they know how old I am now.
Yeah.
It was during COVID.
You guys can do the math.
School was not going on. There was no school. I didn't have a job. I was doing nothing. I was hanging out with our friends and smoking weed every day and doing nothing with my life. And we did
Which
shrooms,
was the life,
and
but
this
definitely
was
not a long-term
This was my second time doing shrooms. And everyone was having a great time. And like I had a good time at one point during this trip when we were peaking. We listened to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And by the Beatles, and that was fucking awesome.
Oh, fuck the Beatles.
But Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds,
retard,
that stands for LSD.
Knock down the blanket.
And that was awesome. But then the rest of the trip, I was just like the whole time I was just in my own head, like,
was this?
Man, this was at Devin's house.
Okay, yeah.
This is at Devin's house.
This is the one that I didn't show up to, and I was pretty upset about.
You weren't here, and the whole time I was just in my own head. You don't have to set it back up. I was in my own head, like, man, I'm a piece of shit. I have no job. I'm not going to school. I'm not doing anything with my life. I am a piece of fucking shit. And the whole time, so we were watching Solar Opposites that night. And if anyone who hasn't watched it or has, there's the wall subplot where, like, the aliens are watching them inside a wall, mini people.
That was the best part of the whole show.
And yeah, and
definitely the best part of the whole show.
The whole time we were on this trip, I thought there was a massive person or alien watching me, and I was a part of this wall. And they were watching me and judging me, and they're like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. Damn. He's doing nothing with his life. So the next day, I go and apply to about every damn near business in our town, and I got a job. And so it was
where was that job at?
The Rainier Bar and Grill, baby.
Rainier Bar and Grill.
So it was such a good experience for him. It was horrible in the moment, but it was,
of course,
at the end of the day, it was such a good experience. But
rotating it in.
The trip that I really wanted to talk about, I was at our buddy. I haven't said his name, so I'm not going to say his name because I'm not sure if he's comfortable with it. But I was at our buddy's house. It was me, him, and Trevor. The three of us, and we got a shroom chocolate bar infuser shrooms. Trevor wasn't tripping that night. It was just me and him.
I'll say, yeah, I think I remember.
And the shroom chocolate bar, I think it was 4 grams in total. I think it was 4 grams in total, and we split half of the bar, so that was a gram each. We both did that, and we went on a walk in his neighborhood, and it was just an awesome time. We started like peeking, and we were looking at the stars and just walking around the neighborhood. And it was cold.
There was elk.
And there was that's not the same trip.
Oh, that's different.
Okay. It was just an awesome time, and we go. The friend that I was tripping with, he looks at me and he's like, "I'm not high enough. We should do more." And I'm like, "Bet, I'm in." So we split the other half. So it's like 2 grams. And 2 grams to some people is nothing, but I am 6 foot and 150 pounds. At the time, I was like 110 though. I was very underweight. But anyway,
which it affects your body way faster.
Yeah. So like it affected me hard. Like 2 grams is a lot for me. And
someone just shit his pants.
We did that other part, and we were having a great time, and we started peaking again, and I was like, holy fucking shit, I forgot. I brought pie.
Oh my god, it's this story.
I need to try the pie on true, because there was a time where I wanted to do shrooms and try different things and experience different things on shrooms. And pie was one of them. And it was a s'mores pie, and I was so excited. And
You guys don't understand how genuinely excited this man. I've never seen a grown man more excited to
About
try
pie,
out pie.
so I
Fucking headbutted the microphone. God damn it.
so we're good. We're probably good. So I'm like, we need to try this pie. And the guy that's tripping with me, he's like, I'm not too hungry. Which, by the way, when you do shrooms, you don't want to eat.
It's not like weed. It's not like you get
Yeah.
really high and you're like, I want to eat. You don't.
So
You want to stare at the wall.
so it was completely advocated for him to be like, I don't want to have it. And he's like, Trevor can have my piece. So me and Trevor go downstairs to eat the pie. There's 2 pieces of pie. And his kitchen, there's a big kitchen island, and then there's like
It's a very nice kitchen.
a very nice kitchen. And we're just standing around the island eating the pie, me and Trevor, and we had glasses of milk, and it was so fucking good. It was
a very good piece. I was very stoned
And
during this.
so
I was the
we're-
one that got the real munchies.
So we're like, where I'm standing, the fridge is 180 degrees. It's directly behind me, 180 degrees behind me. And I start, like, I'm eating this pie and drinking this milk, and I start to get immensely high. Like they just started, the shrooms started kicking like crazy.
The
And
pie activated the shrooms.
So-
hella.
I look at Trevor and I say, so I before I say this, I'm like, I really need water. Like, I'm getting way too stoned and I'm starting to sweat a lot, and I'm like, I need water. But I look at Trevor and I say, I think the shroom gods are telling me to stop eating pie.
And I'm like mid bite, and I look at him like, this guy's fucking crazy.
So I turn around to grab water from the fridge, turn 180 degrees, and I reach for the fridge, and I pass out, and I bonk my head on the fridge, and I fall onto the kitchen
Dude,
floor.
you know, I was like mid bite, and I hear you say that. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Look up to like, I was gonna say something to you, be like, yeah, man, maybe you should get some. This fucker just opens the fridge like halfway and just falls.
Yeah, fell on
Like
the ground.
dead on the ground.
And somehow my flannel, I was wearing a flannel, had like gone over my eyes, like over my head. So like I immediately woke up after hitting the ground, but all I saw was blackness. So I was like, I'm dead. This is the afterlife. What is going on?
Dude, I'm
And-
like freaking out in this moment because I'm like, holy shit, Charlie just passed out on shrooms. He's fucking dying.
Trevor pulled my flannel off of my head, and like my eyes were wide open. My eyes weren't closed.
Dude,
So
no, yeah, he was staring, like pupils dilated, like just, like he was like breathing like that.
And so the first thing I saw was Trevor, and Trevor jump away from me. And I still think I'm in fucking heaven. Trevor is my angel.
Guardian angel.
Guardian angel from heaven. And I'm like, where am I? What's going on?
It like took him like a second to process everything, and he just started freaking out. I was like, ah, fuck.
And Trevor's like, you're in blank's kitchen. You're on the kitchen floor. And I'm like, what the fuck?
He's like
And
freaking out.
And he helps me sit back up, and I'm sitting, but I'm on the kitchen floor. And I start profusely sweating, like dripping sweat.
Yeah, like
onto the
literally
kitchen
when
floor.
he went to the bathroom, when he got off, there was sweat on the ground that I had to wipe up because I was
So,
like, oh my god.
Trevor
I thought you pissed your pants.
Trevor
honestly.
walked me to the bathroom just to have a seat, because it was the closest seat in the house,
Yeah.
the toilet. And he goes to get me. He leaves to go get me water, and I strip nude.
Mind you, I leave. He has clothes on. I'm
Yeah.
gone for like
Yeah.
10 seconds, and he's naked on the
Yeah.
fucking toilet.
So he leaves, and I'm fully clothed, but I'm dripping sweat. So I completely strip, and I'm naked. And he walks back in, and he's like, "Oh, he's shitting." he turns around. I'm like, "I'm not shitting. I'm just fucking hot."
That is like the best thing though, when you're like just ridiculously high or drunk. Like if you can just get by yourself and strip naked and lay on a bathroom floor, feels so good. Trevor, I'm sitting as close as I was at the beginning.
I'm telling you, you're gonna be quiet.
You are gonna be quiet right there.
Trevor, you're like, I'm Trevor.
Yeah, no, that's what you need to do.
That's what you need to do, Sullivan.
No, I promise. I
You've
promise
been
you.
quiet the last 2 episodes.
I promise you, this is okay because last time I was sitting where Trevor is sitting, but I was sitting back
And you were
because
quiet.
I wanted to be comfortable.
And you were quiet.
Yeah, and I was. And now that I'm sitting like this, which is much closer, I also have
You
two.
are closer.
I also have two microphones right
Maybe
in front
we
of
should
me.
let him take that spot every
Maybe we
time.
should. I'm okay with this.
But,
one. I don't
Yeah,
care.
because guess what? I am a little bit more of a lightweight than you guys because
Hey, I'm pretty much I'm drunk and I'm still not. I mean, this is like my fourth drink, but like
I'm
still,
fucked up.
yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucked up
yeah.
right now.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not
Oh.
that fucked up, but I think I've drank more than you guys have.
Definitely not. I've been drinking like fucking crazy. Have you not seen me
have
filling
you seen
up?
how many times I've filled this up?
I've filled this up like 12 times at least.
I have matched you.
Okay.
Fill
Okay.
this up again.
I
Trevor.
believe you. So
Give me
Alright.
like a
we
half.
are in an hour 9 minutes, so we probably should cancel this, cut this pretty soon. Maybe not. We're having a good time.
I think we should.
But I have another story. So this was today. I had a great day today.
Mhm.
And typically on my days off, when all my friends are busy, I don't have a good day. So, I wake up, and I wake up late. So I woke up at like 8, but then I fell back asleep until like 10:30. And I wake up, and, I'm just watching YouTube, waking up. And my dad comes into my room around 11:50. And he's like, hey, my parents, my Grammy and Papa, they're going to be here in like 10 minutes at noon, and we're going to go get lunch. Do you want to come with? I'm like, yeah, let's go get lunch. So I get ready, I drink my Red Bull, I get my caffeine in the morning, and
Crazy caffeine addiction this guy has.
I have a crazy caffeine addiction. And they get there, and like we talk for a second, and then we go to the Rainier to get food.
Where I worked that day, and he did not wait for me. I worked there too.
And we're just talking, and I'm having a great time. I haven't seen my grandparents in forever, and it was a great time. It was so good to see them. And I've been hanging out with my dad a lot recently, because I went through my teen angsty years where I hated my parents.
We've all gone through that.
Me and my dad are catching up. Me and my dad are catching up on lost time, and I love my dad. I love my dad more than anyone else on this planet. Just putting that out there.
Damn. All right.
I love Natalie Portman more than
More of a Haley
And-
Seinfeld kind of guy.
Really?
We're having a great time, and my
That's fair.
grandparents they ask me, what's been going on, like what have you been up to, because I'd already told them that
Podcast.
I'm not working that much because it's slow, because it's construction and the rain in Washington.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, I started a podcast with my buddies, and I hang out with my friends and whatnot, and
Dude, I wouldn't
And
even
they're like,
drink
"Fuck,
out of that.
do you need another cup?
I'd get another
No,
cup.
I'm putting that in there so I don't drink
Oh,
anymore
gotcha,
because
gotcha.
that's an awful idea.
And my Grammy's like, oh, you started a podcast, and I'm like, yeah, and she asked me like what it's on, and I'm like, yeah, it's on Spotify, and because she
I'm
she-
so sorry.
she doesn't have Spotify or anything.
So you were okay with saying that?
Yeah, and
Oh,
she's
thank
like,
God.
like, what would you recommend, Apple Music or Spotify? And I'm like,
Apple Music.
I said Spotify because like it's personally it's better. Spotify is better than Apple Music, and I told her about
not for free listeners.
Actually,
And I told her
not
about
for
how
free listeners.
I told her about how like all my friends had Apple Music, but then they switched to Spotify when I advocated for it, and they do the yearly rewind and everything, and I was like, Spotify is just
Mine's
better.
only gonna
Sorry.
be Sleep Token, dude. Mine's gonna be
Sorry.
crazy.
And she's like, yeah, okay, like I'll get. But if I wanted to listen to your podcast, what would I go on? And I was like, it's on Spotify. It's not on Apple Music or anything. But I was
Get
being,
your
I was
fucking
being,
replay out of here.
I was
Okay.
being very coy, because I don't want her to actually listen.
right.
To
You
this
don't
shit.
want to listen
I'll
to this
fucking
shit.
punch you.
And my
Get outta
just
here.
for anyone listening, my on my dad's side, my grandparents are very religious people. But
Oh, you were
I-
hanging out with the ones where I lost the ore.
Yeah. But
Oh.
I had a great time. But anyways, we get back to my house afterwards, and my grandma's like, she's like, I'm gonna get Spotify. You should let me know what your podcast is so I can listen to it. And I just looked at her and I said, I'm gonna be honest, Grammy. She's like, what? I'm like, it's 3 20-year-old men talking on a podcast. Like, you don't want to listen to it. And she's like, okay. Like, she just said okay. But I was like, I didn't. I'm
Like,
glad I
just-
didn't have to explain anymore.
Yeah,
because-
just like we're gonna talk about some stuff that
But
she might not
I was like, there's things you're not gonna like on there, like, especially since they're like the very religious. Like, I'd be a lot more okay with my grandparents from my mom's side hearing it. Still, I don't want them to.
But
But-
like, if you had to choose a grandparent, to
Yeah,
listen to
yeah,
it.
yeah. But
So we
then,
definitely talked about some very unreligious stuff.
Well, anyone in my family listening.
for sure.
I need to show my dad this.
I think
Your
my
dad
dad
would
would
like
fucking. I think my dad would love this. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, my dad would love it.
My
yeah,
dad would beat me.
Yeah.
It's fair.
And then afterwards, I went to the brewery with my dad and his friend, and we played some cards, and It's a great day. I had a great day. 2
VW,
VW.
Victor Wallace.
Oh yeah, I saw Wallace at the fucking brewery.
We saw
that's
our
crazy.
favorite high school teacher.
Dude, I want to get
You
him
were
on this
there?
podcast.
No, I'm
I-
sorry. Charlie saw.
I
got
know, I
an
know,
hour for
I
that.
know I can get him on this podcast if I just email him or some shit. I should have asked him while we were there,
You
but
should
I
have
wasn't.
asked him.
I wasn't drunk enough,
Yeah.
but I totally should have asked him. But
Should have been like, hey.
no, we played some card games with some bets, and I had a great time. And and they were bringing up every year they go on a trip in May, early May 1st, to go they just go look for fucking like sheds,
Holy shit.
deer antlers,
Holy
elk
shit.
antlers, and whatnot.
One sec. Did you guys know that his birthday is on the 4th of July?
Wallace,
Yeah.
that's
How did
crazy.
you figure that out?
Facebook.
And they invited me, and I was like, yeah, I'm so down, but I want like May 1st. That's a week before my birthday. I won't be 21, and they're like, I guess we're celebrating your 21st early. But
That's the
I'm-
best thing that you can get.
I'm
Dude,
so,
I love
I'm
that.
so
man.
excited for that.
Fuck yeah. I think that we
probably should.
we
end
should
this.
call it. We should call
We're
it.
at an hour 15.
we should have an outro.
Oh my gosh.
though.
I just
Outro.
I don't think that we should just.
The
Can we
outro
say-
has been me just saying bye.
I know.
American
but-
Woman! That's the outro.
That's the outro.
Oh, that's the other autistic breakdown. Charlie was saying that they're at American Eagle, and
How about
I don't
before
remember
we
if it
finish
was-
this, I finished my drink.
I don't remember if it was me or Trevor, but one of us went, American
It was
Woman!
me. It was
And then
me.
pretty much ever since then, every time I see Trevor, I go, American Woman! I don't know if you guys have heard it, but before the last 3 outbursts that I just had in the last 35 seconds, I've said it at least twice to Trevor, and I've
Yes.
just gone,
Yeah.
Salmon's autism is really popping off right now.
So I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not gonna sing American Woman before
You
the
have
end
to.
of every
Nope,
podcast.
got to.
No,
That's
that's not what
today.
I was just saying that we
No,
we
just
we
today.
just thank everybody.
Just today.
No,
Just-
Thank everyone. That's cringe.
no, just
no.
honestly.
Hey guys, can you hit the like and subscribe button?
Not even that. Just, we appreciate you guys.
I want to mention before we end this, I'm way more drunk than last episode. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you can tell the comparison from this episode to episode, what was it, week 2?
It was week 2.
Week 2,
It was
when we
sweet.
were fucking wasted. All of us were fucking
We're-
hammered.
That was awesome.
We're
Last
able
week
to
we
like
were-
hold
okay,
the
Joe
conversation.
Biden. Oh my gosh.
We drank last week, but we were way more sober. I'm fucking wasted.
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
me too. But I feel like we're able to. We've been able to hold conversations.
I don't think I've ever been. The only time I've been as drunk as week 2 was at the Halloween party. I was so fucking drunk at week 2 at Twee. I was because we all had a tall boy, and then
Yeah.
we kept going.
And then we kept going. See, the thing with Twee though, it's a fine episode, but like the 30-minute mark for anybody listening,
It wasn't 30. It was like
or
45.
it was like an hour in. It was like an
Yeah.
hour in.
So what's
It's
up
just
with
rambling.
airplane food?
Have we noticed that
All
every
right, thanks
time
for listening.
every time we get more drunk, more wasted, the episodes run longer?
That's what
Yeah, they
episodes
do.
run
It's because we
longer.
don't want to stop. I just want to sit here and talk.
Yeah.
And I know that most of this is just going to devolve into me making jokes about jerking off. So I don't like. So like
That's why we
when you
gotta
guys were
end
talking-
it. That's why we
when you
gotta
guys were
end
talking
it.
about shrooms, like I just want to talk about how crazy it was when I was taking a piss and I just looked down at my penis and it just looked like I was peeing out fireworks.
People stop listening at 30, 45 minutes. But speaking of shrooms, one time we tripped, and it was there was 5 of us. Trevor was there. Solomon wasn't. And
I'm
we
never
were
there.
we were in the forest. We were camping, and that was probably the best trip of my life.
That's the best trip of my life because me and Charlie were in a hammock and we were looking at the trees.
We were in a hammock together.
Trevor
we were
just made me
cuddling.
come.
We were
I did.
cuddling in a hammock, and we were
Cuddling
looking
in
at
a
the
hammock.
trees. And
They
the trees
looked
looked
fake.
fake.
They looked
Yeah.
fake.
But we were like
We know
we're
it's
one.
real.
We're one with nature. Right
Yeah.
now.
Like,
This was
like-
the greatest experience
And,
of my
and
life.
that was
Oh
the
my
first
gosh.
trip where I was like, in a way, the trip sitter. Like I was the guy taking
You were the
charge.
father of the trip.
I was the father of the
'Cause
trip, and I think
was
that
always
was
the father of the trip.
yeah,
and I said not this time.
and I
I'm gonna
liked it.
chill.
I liked it because it made me feel powerful, and I loved that. I was like, "Where's everybody at? Where's everybody at?" And then fucking
And we'll say her name, Kat,
yeah,
because
cat.
we have no relation with her now.
Yeah.
So But
There we go. No, that's
actually, I might hang out with Kat tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at the axe throwing place.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, no, she kept
Oh, the casting spoon.
she kept
Casting,
fucking
iron casting.
Iron Cat, the Iron Cat,
Iron
or whatever.
Cat?
She kept leaving because she was like, the Green Man, he's over
Dude,
there.
the
in forest.
Green Man.
The Green
Oh my-
Man.
The Green Man.
Dude, just sober, that would scare the shit out of me.
She was like,
It was
freaking
the
out about
reflections off the fucking road sign.
Yeah. yeah.
Like, I noticed it too, and I was like, Kat, that's a road sign.
We ended up finding her on the
Olympia
highway.
38
Dude.
miles.
That
The
was
highway was awesome.
The highway was awesome, but when I saw her on the road, my dad instinct was like, I need to get this bitch the fuck off this road.
Trevor just went.
Okay, I finished my drink, so
Okay.
Okay. American woman.
All right. Thanks for
American
listening,
woman.
guys.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Even if
Thanks,
you're,
guys.
even though we only have like 10 listeners, this is my favorite part of the week. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey guys,
I look forward to it.
Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.
Don't listen to him.
Like and subscribe.
Share to all your
Buy-
friends
buy-
and family.
Buy the Renegade Wado.
Bueno, para que
Oh my
bueno.
God.
Fortnite.
If you guys,
Okay.
hey, if you guys want to play Fortnite, my game tag.
Bye, guys.
No, my
Take-
Chuck E. Cheese 919. Chuck E. Cheese 919.